going on, everyone? Welcome to the channel. And today I'm so excited to be doing something that I've been waiting to do for quite some time. I will be repotting my Philodendron Gloriosum. Look at those beautiful leaves. Let's take a moment to enjoy. I do have one that seems to be yellowing a little bit. I'm not too sure why. I haven't really been watering this thing too frequently. But it's okay. It's got a lot of leaves overall. I'm just excited for a new growth. Now what I'll be doing today is I'll be taking one of these. This right here is a planter box that's about 15 inches in length that I purchased online. This is a self-watering pot. As you can see, quite a bit of holes at the bottom. This thing does have a level to check on how much water is sitting at the base. I will be drilling out the bottom for the overflow. It does come with this rubber plug. And let's go ahead and begin. Almost forgot, I need a little bit of protection here on my dining table. Yes, I'm using my dining table. This is where all the magic happens. Even my balcony, but I don't want to be making too much of a mess. Now I picked up this plant at my local nursery. And as you can see, it's been climbing out of its pot. And it was already doing that since I picked it up. It's sitting in a 6-inch pot. Look at how long the stem is going. Now, we're going to be very careful to check on the roots. Well, I mean, let's take a look. Goodness gracious. Look at that root ball. That's a lot more roots. That's a lot more roots than I thought there would ever be in this pot. I've never actually pulled this thing out. So as you can see, it's got quite a bit of roots. Usually rule of thumb is what? 2 inches when you increase. But in this case, the reason why I'm planting it into here is to go ahead and let it crawl along the way. And as you can imagine, it'll probably be a pretty big plant overall in due time. So let's see. This right here looks like a pretty nice mixture of soil, a lot of peat moss, sphagnum moss. It's got some small perlite, a bit of small perlite inside here. We'll take a closer look. You can also see some slow release fertilizer and very small amounts of charcoal sitting inside this root ball. Look at how nice. Now I don't want to break this thing up too much. Ooh, don't crack on me. I don't want to break any of the roots, but if you do, it's okay. Some of it will survive, we hope. But a lot of these roots are looking very healthy. There's no root rot. So overall, I'm happy. Okay, well, now what I'm doing right now is I'm just making sure that there's no pests, because just the other day I found mealybugs. I found mealybugs on this plant and I don't want that to continue on. And so far it's looking pretty good. So let's go ahead and break away some of the soil on this root ball. Give it a nice little scratch. I'm a little concerned about this arch right here. This arch is looking a little much. Should I put a rock or something underneath of it? I think it'll be fine. Anyway, I think that should be enough. Let's see how much roots are now exposed, dangling out the bottom. Let's go ahead and just place this back inside here for now. Now let me go ahead and show you the soil that I'll be using. This is actually a soilless mixture that I put together recently. This right here is growing mold. All right. This was very unexpected. I will put that off to the side for now. There is ways to sanitize the soil, but for now, we'll be putting it into the trash bag. Go ahead and rinse this out real fast. All right, so I was hoping to have some soilless mixture ready for you guys in order to keep this video nice and sweet. Well, I'm gonna show you how I make my mixture on camera. How convenient. All right, so I don't have perfect ratios, but we do eyeball, and we're gonna use a combination of a few different ingredients. The first ingredient I'm gonna show you right here is cocoa chips. I'm gonna throw some of that in there. Well, probably more than some. As you can see, this has a lot of volume. So go ahead and throw some cocoa chips in there. Next thing we're gonna use is sphagnum moss. Now we're gonna take some of this dry sphagnum moss. As you can see, these are a little chunky. So what I'm going to do is kind of chop it up a little bit. Let's see, where are my cutters? Ta-da! All right, so let's go ahead and chop it up a little bit. It's gonna take ages. We're gonna just shred it. It's like shredded chicken. It's like we're making some, it's football season. I'm gonna go ahead and shred it up with our hands. It's actually breaking away a lot easier than I thought. Let's see. Okay, now, next ingredient. We're gonna use this peat moss here. Throw in some of that. Next up, we're gonna use charcoal. The charcoal here is made by Soil Sunrise. Comes all the way from Kentucky. Don't use none of that charcoal made for cooking, because it's not gonna do the trick. Anyway, let's go ahead, add that in there. Yeah, maybe add a little bit more. The next thing I have here are earthworm castings. Earthworm poops. Let's go ahead, throw that in there next. This will help provide nutrients. And last but not least, we're gonna use perlite. Now, the perlite that I have here is a very coarse perlite. Now, you don't want to breathe this stuff in, so just be very careful when handling it. If you have any dust particles in the air, just be aware. Maybe use a mask if you need to. Let's go ahead and throw some of that in there right now. I'll add a little bit more. Ta-da! Now this right here will be the perfect mixture to provide enough support and enough nutrient base for this plant. Let's go ahead and mix it up. Nice and chunky, airy mix. Since this is a self-watering pot, we don't want this mixture to be too moist. Kind of regretting not peeling apart some of the sphagnum moss a lot more, but yeah, should be fine. If I can propagate plants in sphagnum moss or even put them up on a moss pole, I'm sure this will do the same for this plant as well. So let's continue to mix up this mixture. Fondle my fingers in a little bit of earth doo-doo. Anyway, okay, so that should be just enough to fill up this pot. Now, I'm not going to mention where I purchased this pot for certain reasons, but you can look online. If you search up long self-watering pot, I'm sure you'll find many different places that you can purchase it. Also, many different prices, styles, brands, and so on. Okay, on to the repot. Now, before I repot this, I almost forgot, but I do need to drill out a hole at the bottom of this container. So right down here at the bottom has a rubber plug, but it doesn't have the hole drilled out for me, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and do that myself. So if you don't have the tools to do so, you're gonna need a drill, or if you have a soldering iron, go ahead and burn that sucker right through, poke the hole some way. But this will help with overwatering this planter. If it fills up too high, it's gonna drain right through here, as long as you don't have the plug. But once you start seeing water come out the bottom, you can go ahead and plug it right up, and you should be good to continue letting it self-water. Now let's go ahead and use my tool of choice. I'm gonna be using my drill. And let's go ahead and figure out what size drill bit I need to use. It's looking like 1/4 inch, no. 17/64. No way. Oh my goodness. Can't be this. Don't want to scratch the table. Okay, I guess I'm going to use my largest size, which is my 3/8. Let's go ahead, place this drill bit. Now, what you really want to do is tighten this down by hand. So don't do what I do. Tactical. You don't want to hurt your wrist. Now let's go ahead and continue. Drill on through. Nice and easy. Peekaboo! All right. Not too much of a mess I made there. This is all the mess that I've made right here. It just came right out. Now I can plug this hole, unplug it when I need to. Okay, pop this bad boy right back in. And we're ready. All right, bring this baby back in here. Philodendron Gloriosum, I love you. Don't die on me. Let's see, where do I want this to start? To the left, to the right, it doesn't matter. But to me it matters because I don't really want this to show. Let's see. All right, I guess I'm gonna be facing it this way. Go ahead and pull that sucker right out. Now these stems on the Philodendron Gloriosum are really thick, nice and sturdy. They're like almost 2 inches in diameter. But man, these things are solid. Okay. Let's go ahead and throw some of this soil mixture in here first. Let's not forget that. Layer the base. Go ahead and plop that right in there. That's looking beautiful already. But I do want it to tilt up a little bit so that it doesn't grow awkward, being that it has such a sharp arch right here. Now this should be fine if I pull off a little bit more of the soil. Now if you see any aerial roots, you don't want to bury them completely. Just let them find its way into the soil on its own. All right. Give you a little preview real fast. So far, that's how I have it. Let's take some of this old soil, throw that in there, and continue using our new mixture. Quite lovely. That is beautiful. This plant's gonna love this. I hope. I mean, just enough. Just enough. Just a little bit extra. Oh. Oh. Let that magic happen, yes. It's gonna find its way down into this soil mixture. I'm trying to like prop it up under that arch. Put a cocoa chip right under there. Give it some support. Support. And we're done. We are done. Now that was so easy. Super simple to do. Now, let's just hope that it continues to grow. Follow along the way that the pot's going. Let's hope that it doesn't veer off to the side, fall off the edge. If that starts to happen, we're gonna start putting in some support over time. But in due time, I'll keep you guys updated. Maybe months from now, maybe even a year from now, because these things are slow growers. This is actually the newest leaf that just came out. Real beautiful, look at that. I just made it dirty. I'll wipe you later. Now don't forget, water this plant on a regular basis. And by regular, I mean wait till the soil is dry, completely dry, and go ahead and top it off by soaking it right through. Anyway, I hope you guys all enjoyed spending time with me repotting this plant. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.